Dr. Anthony Fauci says with half of the country still not fully vaccinated, the U.S. faces a worst-case scenario of daily deaths reaching 4,000, the same level as during last year's winter peak. That's one reason the top U.S. infectious disease expert says the country is moving in the, quote, wrong direction in combating a new wave of COVID-19.
I'm not so sure it would be the worst-case scenario, but it's not going to be good. We're going in the wrong direction. If you look at the inflection of the curve of new cases, and as you said in the run-in to this interview, that it is among the unvaccinated. And since we have 50% of the country is not fully vaccinated, that's a problem.
That's a problem. Fauci's comments come as a growing number of public health experts in the U.S. are urging the CDC to revise its guidance on masks. They say the agency should recommend that even fully vaccinated people should wear masks in public again. That's because of the resurgence of COVID cases caused by the Delta variant. So what does this all mean as the country looks to move forward and not backwards against the virus, as well as for President Biden's agenda and as well as the economic recovery of the U.S.? They're all intertwined. So here to discuss is Jane Family Institute Senior Fellow Claudia Sahm, Bloomberg's political news director Jody Schneider here in studio with me, and Bloomberg Government's Emily Wilkins in D.C. Thank you all for being here. A lot to discuss. Jody, let's start with you. You recently led Bloomberg's COVID coverage. How are things looking for the rest of the year with this Delta variant? People are really concerned about it.
They are, and this is a change, right? We were going, as Anthony Fauci said, we're out now in the wrong direction. A month, 6 weeks ago, cases were very low, especially in places where there had been high vaccination rates. We were seeing in some states 0 deaths, which had been the first time in a long time we'd seen that from COVID. All that was happening, and now because of this Delta variant, which is the most transmissible of all the variants we've seen, and because we are stuck at this 50% vaccination rate, it is the wrong direction.
Right. And look at that chart right there. 50% vaccination rate. It's hard to believe that the president wanted 70% vaccinated by July 4th. But it's interesting to hear sort of how infectious disease experts are commenting. Emily, let's bring you in. The White House is discussing new CDC guidance. How are they discussing this? How would they even implement this again in the country?
So what the White House is really looking toward right now is the CDC and what guidance might come from the CDC. At the same point, you've really seen President Biden take sort of the role of encouragement, of putting people out there, putting people like Dr. Fauci out there with that message that people do need to get vaccinated, that the Delta variant is surging and that it is causing more hospitalizations, and it is something we need to keep an eye on right now. But we really have seen the White House stay away from mandating anything. We've seen the White House come out in favor of local mandates, saying that if localities or feel they need to require people to wear a mask, that they back that. But they've been really cautious to do anything on the national level, in part because it is so politicized to tell people that they need to wear masks or they need to take vaccinations. So at this point, a lot of that is really happening more at the local level, and the White House is trying to focus more on the messaging piece of it.
Absolutely. And Claudia, let's bring you in here. As Emily just said, the White House is focused on local efforts. But if we were to go back into some sort of lockdown, what would that do for the economy, especially because we're still at a point where we're trying to recover from the pandemic?
Yeah, we are putting the economic recovery that we need so desperately to continue, we're putting it at risk. Now, I don't think we will see another full lockdown of the United States economy. That was devastating. Last year, we have 50% of the population vaccinated in the United States, so we are in a better place in that sense than last year. But this is not the time to be slowing the pace of recovery. And it's not just about people being safe. They have to feel safe to go out and spend and to go back to work. And it's really disconcerting the direction we're headed in right now.